Hey, what is up, guys? It's Arodiad here, and welcome to our 1K Q&A, where I'm going to answer all the questions that you guys left in our 1,000 subscriber video. So, before I start off, there are two things that I want to say. First of all, I want to say thank you again. I cannot believe we have reached 1,000 subscribers, especially with uploads being so inconsistent over the past month and a bit. So, I just want to say thank you one more time before I get into all the videos, all the questions. And two, my voice isn't entirely here, so I don't know how oomphy my voice is going to be, because if I push it over this boundary like that I'm speaking at now and try and get a bit more happy, then my voice just cuts out, and I got to record a few more videos. I'm going to try to record a few more videos, so I got to keep it here. To apologize, I apologize if my voice isn't 100% up to standard, but one more thing I do want to say as well is I'm going to read all your names out, so apologies if I do pronounce them wrong. I will try and pronounce them right, but if I'm wrong, I am so sorry. But let's get straight into it with Jessica Pedley, who asked 5 questions, and her questions are: what starter are you picking in Sun and Moon? Favorite food? Least favorite Pokemon? Ever played Pokemon Uranium? And any pets? Now, first question: what starter are you picking in Sun and Moon? Gotta go with my boy Rowlet. Originally when they were shown off, Rowlet just... I love owls. They're not my favorite animal, but they're not my least favorite. I just love them. They're really up there is what I meant to say. And how Rowlet actually faces you in battle, like it turns its head, it's just awesome, and it sold me on it. Poplio is a second for me. And Litten, I don't know, I love its name. It's a lit kitten, so it's Litten, but just not my favorite Pokemon, especially since it becomes a fire dark type or a fighting type, if you want to believe the rumors. I'd rather stay away from it. Favorite food? You cannot go wrong with the steak and chips. Medium rare steak, I feel it, mwah, beautiful. But if I had to say a favorite, it'd have to be either anything my grandma cooks, because she cooks beautiful food, or steak, octopus, prawns, lobster, any of the seafood that I said. I know I said steak, which isn't a seafood. I mean, unless you put a cow in the water. Either way, it's not seafood. What I meant to say is a lot of seafood I really love. My least favorite Pokemon has to be Heatmor. There's only room for one fire anteater, and that's Cyndaquil, okay? And Heatmor is not even a good one, so definitely at the bottom of my list. Ever played Pokemon Uranium? I have never played Pokemon Uranium. I've gotten numerous requests to play it. Not saying I'll never play it, but it's very hard to record with the recording setup that I have. It's also everyone's LPing it at the moment, or quite a few people are LPing it or planning to LP it. So I don't like to LP games unless they're unless a time has passed. Like, if you guys remember, like last year when everyone was LPing, Pokemon Glazed was the big thing. Then the year before that, Pokemon Snakewood was the thing. I stayed away of those. So now, if I ever decide to play them, then it will be more fresh. It will be a better experience for all. But I have heard of Pokemon Uranium. I have watched a playthrough of the majority of Pokemon, the Pokemon Uranium game when it was up to like the 7th gym. But yeah, never say die. I will play it on the channel, but I don't know what soon or how soon. And any pets? I do not have any pets currently. So, Jessica, thank you for your questions. The next question from a friend of mine that I've had for quite a while on YouTube, the Cynical Cypher. And he goes, hey man, just wanted to congratulate you again. It's so awesome to have seen your growth on this channel since I subscribed to you when you had around 20 subs. It's 1K subs well earned, and let's hope you can double that soon. Thank you very much for that, man. Now, the question is, if the Nintendo NX rumors are true and it's both a portable and home console, what would you like to see the Pokemon franchise change with the power of a home console? Now, Pokemon or like Nintendo or Game Freak are very, very good when it comes to the gameplay of Pokemon, so I don't think I'd change it the gameplay wise. The thing that I would change is graphics. Everyone knows that the Wii U has very beautiful cartoony graphics. If the NX is rumored to have even better graphics and be portable and home console, I would definitely choose that as my thing, graphics, because everything we have on the 3DS now is all the it's not polygonal or whatever, polygonal, however you pronounce it, just very rugged around the edges, and I reckon a home console will smoothen it out. But thank you very much for that question, man. Now, the next questions come from I think it's Gamerg. I think it's Gamerg or Gmerg, something like that. Apologies for not saying your name correctly. But first question is, how did you name your channel Arodiad? Or why did you name your channel Arodiad? Now, this is a very stupid story. But basically, I was coming in from training one day, and I was going for a shower, and I was wearing Deodora brand skins, and I looked in the mirror, and Deodora backwards said something like Arodiad or something like that, and I remembered it, and I thought that's a pretty cool like name, but I remembered it wrong, and I remembered it as Arodiad. So that is where I got the name from. Very stupid, but yeah, that's where I got it from. Next one is, have you ever thought that you would reach 1k subs? Honestly, I didn't think I'd hit 1k subs. I thought my content was good enough to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I still think that it does hold up extremely well, even some of the older videos. Whether or not my commentary is up to scratch, that's a different story, but I do think my content was good enough. I just didn't think that we'd actually reach 1,000 subscribers. So when we did, and when we were getting close, and everyone was tweeting at me, "You're getting close, Nick, you're getting close," it's just, it's mind-blowing. So that is the answer for that. And last question, how old are you? I am 19, turning 20 in February. So thank you very much for those questions. The next question is coming from Axl Martin, which says, will you play Pokemon Insurgent? P.S. I think your intro is way too loud. Yes, I've been told quite a few times that my intro is way too loud. Apologies for that. Though I use my intro as a way to kind of hype myself up to be like excited to record the video. So me having an intro that's very loud does that for me, but I might need to change it in post, since I do get a few people saying that the like volume is way too loud. But will I ever play Pokemon Insurgents? Yes, but I will play it when it's finished. I only really play games that are really early in development, like Pokemon Eclipse that I'm doing on the channel right now, or ones that are finished. There's no in between for me, really. If it's so close to completion but not exactly there, I just think might as well wait to the end. But yeah, when it is done, I will most definitely look at it. So thank you very much for the question. Next question is from Luigi Gamer, which asks, why is Cyndaquil your favorite? Now, Pokemon Gold was my first ever Pokemon game, and with your first ever Pokemon game, you only get one chance to choose your first ever starter. And Cyndaquil was my first ever starter. I also played through the game so many times with Totodile and Chikorita, but Cyndaquil was the one that I played with the most of the three, and I just loved him so much, and you can't really get rid of the love you have for your first ever chosen Pokemon. So that's why Cyndaquil is my favorite. Second question is, this is not a question, or you sure showed me, but you inspired me to play Pokemon on my channel, and that's what I'm doing. Thank you very much for that. I love it when people say that I've inspired them in some way. It makes me feel really happy knowing that the way that I'm, like the content I'm producing and the way I'm talking to you guys, really strikes a chord, and it makes me really happy. So before I continue, I just want to wish you the best of luck, Luigi Gamer, for your YouTube channel. Next question is, what Nuzlocke or Wedlock did you have the most fun in? Has to be my Pokemon Theta Emerald. I loved it. My original LP of Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke was my favorite, not quality-wise. It was terrible quality-wise, but it was favorite because it was my first LP. So playing through Theta Emerald, being able to put a new spin on it with my commentary skills evolving and my editing evolving, just really makes me enjoy this series a whole lot more. So that is why Theta Emerald is my favorite. And the last question is, what was your least favorite Nuzlocke or Wedlock? Has to be, without a doubt, my Pokemon Platinum Randomizer Nuzlocke. I started recording that on my old PC, and there were frame rate issues. The quality of the camera, the quality of the video that I recorded with was really bad. Yeah, like I said, lags everywhere. I didn't actually change to my current computer till like episode 20 something of the series. So for the large majority, it was very laggy, very bad. But at that point where it started, the lag started to kick in and the technical issues started to happen, it was just too late to cancel, so I had to soldier through it. Definitely my least favorite LP. So I wouldn't mind playing through Platinum eventually again, just because I want to do a better job. But thank you for all the questions, Luigi Gamer. Next question is from BenchRam, which goes, have you considered live streaming? I have considered live streaming. Thing is, my internet is not good enough. I don't really have enough time, and my computer isn't good enough. I only have one laptop, so it's not good. You need at least 2 monitors, I think, when you're going to live stream, and a good computer to run it off of, and good internet. So I don't have that yet. Hopefully, if I'm still doing YouTube in the next upcoming years, that can be a possibility though. So thank you very much for your question, man. Next one is Silver's Renegade, which goes, do you like Dragon Ball? If so, you should play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I actually really love Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z and Super at least. I've never actually really watched Dragon Ball. I watched it here and there as a kid, but Dragon Ball Z, watched it all. I've been watching the abridged series as well, really love that. Super, I've watched every single episode, up to date. I actually haven't seen the episode that came out yesterday. I really need to watch that after recording all my videos. But yeah, I really love it. I actually do play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, not as much as I used to anymore, but I am a level 62 with an ultra rare Whis, level 100 I think, or level 99 as my leader, with also like a perfect cell, or like Saiyan perfect cell, whatever it is. Got quite a strong team on it. So yeah, but either way, thank you for your questions, Silver's Renegade. Now, the next question, there are 3 questions coming from Demon Slayer Motherf, and he says, dude, I'm so happy for you. Now for the question. So thank you very much for that. First question is, who was your inspiration to start YouTube? Now, I don't think I have any inspiration to start. I just saw a lot of Pokemon videos and thought to myself, hey, I think I'll be able to do this. I'm not terrible with a computer. I feel like I can speak to people kind of well, so I should give it a shot. But I would say, if I had to put a name on like inspirations, King Nappy, Shady Penguin, Patters, just like all the main ones from, you remember Lumio Station, the channel? Basically those guys were my inspiration to start. Your real name, and do you have any siblings? My real name is Nicholas, but I actually abbreviate it to Nick, and a lot of my friends actually just call me Nick, and I have one sister as a sibling. And last but not least, why is Torchic and its Evos so much more superior to Cyndaquil and its Evos? Now, I don't really get this question, because Cyndaquil is the best starter in the world. Actually, no, I can't lie. I do know Torchic and Blaziken and Combusken even is a lot better than Cyndaquil, Quilava, and Typhlosion in the competitive sense. So I am not going to shy away from that. And plus, Blaziken is a Mega Evolution. You can't really contest it. I mean, unless I have like a hidden power on Typhlosion with extra, and I also like double pack extra sensory, not really much I can do. But I guess with Flash Fire, I may be able to take out a Blaziken. But overall, I do know the Torchic line is way better, but I prefer Cyndaquil. So thank you very much for those questions, man. Next is not really a question, but from a friend of mine on YouTube, which says, from Pungaro, which says, congrats, man, can't wait to see you grow even more. So thank you very much for that, man. Next is from Shakib Ahmed, I hope I pronounced that right, and he asked quite a few questions, and the first one is, what is your name and how old are you? Now, I know I already answered that, but my name is Nicholas, and I am 19 years old. His next question is, what is your next LP? Now, I want to keep that kind of secret until I will reveal it at the end of my Vault White Nuzlocke challenge. At least I hope I remember. But let's just say it's going back to first gen. It's going back to first gen. That's all I'll say, but with a twist. And I'm pretty sure you asked one more question way above. Yes, you did. You go, do you like soccer/football? And if you do, what's your favorite team? Now, I actually don't really follow soccer. I know, or football, as a lot of Americans and stuff say. Crucify me, but since I live in Australia, it's a lot bigger in Australia is AFL, Aussie Football League, or Australian Football League, which I personally prefer a lot more because I grew up with it. If I had to choose a team, it would probably be Manchester United, just because I played with them a lot on FIFA. But yeah, just really don't follow soccer much. But if you talk about AFL, Western Bulldogs is where it's at. And if anyone like out of Australia or talks to you about AFL, you tell them that the Western Bulldogs is the best team out. But either way, thank you very much for those questions. The next question, or not even a question, just a statement, is from Shander, which says, congrats, dude. So thank you very much for that, man. Next is from a friend of mine as well on YouTube, Asteroid Mania Videos, which goes, congrats, man. What editing software do you use and any YouTube tips? Now, I don't know if I can give any tips to you because your videos are way more professional and better looking than mine. But thank you very much for the congrats. The editing software that I use is Sony Vegas Pro. I know it's not the best out there and I should really swap to After Effects. But Sony Vegas Pro works well for what I need to do since I'm not doing any real heavy editing. And of course, I do everything else in Photoshop. And do I have any YouTube tips? Now, the only real 2 tips that I can give, and they might be common knowledge to a lot of you guys, but basically, you can copy your tags and paste them into your video description, video tag section from a YouTube, from like a Word document. You don't need to automatically type them out. For about a year and a half, I typed out tags and tags and tags just because I didn't know I could copy them. So that is one of the tips. The next tip I can do is and this is something that I've only started doing recently. When you're starting a new LP, YouTube search your LP that you're gonna do, and then get the videos that poll to the highest, and then go to like a tag finder and find what tags are used there. And without stealing people's names and tags that actually don't pertain to the video, just use what is in those tags for your own video, and it really helps put your video up there. Like I did say, as long as you're not stealing people's names, putting stuff down that isn't in the video, because again, that breaks YouTube conduct. But you're more than welcome. Like, let's say I do, like with my Vault White Nuzlocke, I didn't know to put Vault White Nuzlocke into the tag, for example. I could go find a video that has it and then go, great, that's actually a relatable tag, I can put that in. So those are my 2 tips. And also back up your work all the time. I really need to do that after this video, actually. But thank you very much for those questions, man. Next one is from Shadow Bomber, who goes, congrats, brother. I remember watching you from when you had under 100 subs and thinking in my mind just how talented you were. You've earned this milestone and it will not be your last. Keep the passion, brother. It will take you places. Thank you very much, Shadow Bomber. I know you've been with me for quite a while and I really appreciate you sticking with me, so thank you. Next is a few questions from ShyRub. There's actually 7 questions. First one is, what do you think of Pokemon Uranium, and have you played it or are planning to? Well, I have answered it before earlier in this thread, but Pokemon Uranium, definitely planning to play it, just not soon. Next is, why is your name Arodiad and why Cyndaquil? I've answered those questions as well. We're getting a few duplicates here, but no one could really help that. But yeah, so Arodiad, Deodora, basically backwards. Cyndaquil, first Pokemon ever chose. What starter are you picking in Sun and Moon? Rowlet. What Pokemon game have you played the most? And what starter did you pick the most in those games? Now, that I'm not sure. I would say Gold and Cyndaquil is my chosen, but it'd have to be equal second to Emerald, which that a wide spread of starters. I think the one that I chose the most though was Blaziken, followed by Mudkip, and then Trico. So that's it. And then if you want to count 4th gen, I played over like 300 hours into that game because I had an action replay and everything. I was just having fun. But the starter I chose to that is Chimchar. But don't tell anyone, but I actually boxed it. I don't know why. I'm stupid. Inferno's amazing, but I boxed it. But yeah, those are the starters and games I played the most. What is your favorite video you have ever done? That is a very hard question. I honestly don't know. I take a lot of pride in the majority of the videos that I make. Like at the time, I take a lot of pride in them. There's actually a video that I've been putting off making because the editing is such a high toll, but I'm making decent progress in it. It's a top 10. I'd honestly say when that comes out, that would be my most favorite video. But until then, I'd probably be any first episode to an LP. I always put a lot of effort into the first episode just because that's when people usually watch, and I try and like win over the audience. So I put a lot of extra oomph and everything into the first episode. But yeah, so that's that. Next question is, what is your favorite evolution, and what evolution do you want in Sun and Moon the most? Favorite evolution has to be Jolteon. And if you guys have been on the channel for a whole long time, you do know why. Basically because Jolteon or Sparkplug was in our first 2 LPs and basically won us those LPs. And what evolution do you want to see in Pokemon Sun and Moon the most? I actually have a video on this channel which is top 10 most wanted evolutions, and feel free to go check that out if you do want to. It will give you the answer right there. And last but not least, what are your thoughts on Mega Evolutions? I really do like Mega Evolutions. At the start, I wasn't a big fan. I still personally feel like it would have just been better to give evolutions to older Pokemon. But Mega Evolutions, as long as they stick with it, can be great. Like, I enjoyed them in 6th gen. Hopefully they're in 7th gen. Even though there is Alolan forms, I would really like to see Mega Evolutions keep going. Otherwise, it would just feel like a gimmick that died out, and I don't really want that. But thank you very much for those questions, ShyRub. The next question is from Disciple of Sean, and he asked, have you considered covering Pokemon news? I have, and I originally decided to do Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire news, which is why you can find one Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire video on this channel. Thing is though, by the time I get it here in Australia, I'm usually at school, or I'm in a uni, or I'm doing stuff like training. But by the time I come back, there's so many videos on YouTube that I just really can't get there in time, and it just gets buried in the shuffle. So unless I get more free time, I'm going to stay away from Pokemon news and just discuss them in my videos. But thank you very much for that question. The next one is from Orlando Castro, and it's not really a question, it's more of a demand, and it goes, bring back the intro. Now, if you guys have been on the channel for quite a while, when I was doing my Crystal Dust Nuzlocke, we originally had an intro that I used, and I will play it right now. And hopefully I didn't forget to add that in. And a lot of you guys have been commenting, especially my friends in real life, been saying, gotta bring back the intro, Nick. The intro song is so catchy, but I didn't want to bring back it just because it looks really, I wouldn't say proper, but I did throw together another intro with the same intro music. So I will play it now. And if you guys do want to see it, make sure you let me know right now. So that's the intro. Again, hopefully I didn't forget to edit it in. But let me know if you guys want to see that intro in any future video. So thank you very much for that, Orlando. Next is from Akane, which goes, 1,000 subscribers. Congrats, bro. Thank you very much. And he goes, my question is this. If Johto and Kanto didn't exist, what would be your favorite region? If Johto and Kanto didn't exist, would have to be Hoenn. I know it gets a lot of rap for being full of water, but it's just a game that I spent a lot of time in, and I love it. So thank you very much for that question. Next is from a friend of mine, not a friend of mine, sorry, a subscriber of mine, Andy Winter, and he goes, do you watch WWE? Not as much as I used to, actually, but for some reason, my grandpa is really into WWE, so I watch it whenever I'm over at his place, and I watch a lot, like I said, with him. And now I'm starting to get back into it. I watch a lot of What Culture Top 10 videos. So I'm not saying I'm the biggest WWE fan, but I'm definitely enjoying it a lot more now than I thought I would. So thank you very much for that question. And the last but not least commenter is Princess Zelda Girl. And Princess Zelda Girl asks, oh wait, first off goes, 1,000 is way more than I'm ever going to have. Lol, congrats. You are the only Nuzlocke YouTuber I can stand watching. I wish you had 100,000 subscribers. And could do it full time. Thank you very, very much. Those words are very touching. I'm glad you really enjoy my content. It's the reason I create content, to please you guys. So it means a lot. Thank you very much for that, guys. Now, the question is, or two questions is, do you like cats? Now, if you guys do not know, I have worked at a veterinary clinic for a bit over 4 years now. And basically, I liked cats originally, then I started getting a lot of really, really angry cats. Now I've got scars over my hands and everything from cat scratches. So then I went through a period where I just didn't like cats. I hated cats. But now that I've matured, now that I'm older, I do know that those evil cats are out there, but it really makes me appreciate the nice cats even more than I used to. So, where do I like cats? I really love the well-behaved ones. I really hate the ones that swipe at people. And the last question is, what's your favorite game that is not made by Nintendo? Easily Spyro 3. Spyro is easily my second favorite franchise, because it's basically my childhood in accordance to Pokemon. Only the original trio though. So as you guys may know, I did play the original Spyro on this channel. If you want to check that out, feel free to go do it. I will eventually play Spyro 2 and Spyro 3 on this channel, even though it doesn't get as many views as Pokemon. Just, I love the game so much. So Spyro 3, definitely my favorite of the bunch. Thank you very much for the questions, and thank you all for listening and asking all the questions. Really means a lot. I know this video has been quite a lot longer than I thought it would be. It's actually it's 24 minutes roughly. So I was expecting this to be like a 15-minute video, but with all the questions and everything like that, I just had to take the time, answer you guys properly. So thank you very much for that, guys. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It really, really means a lot. I know a lot of YouTubers say it, but I can't say it enough. I love you all. Thank you for sticking with me. Hope you guys stick with me even more for longer. Hope you guys continue to enjoy the content. And yeah, don't have much else to say. This has been Arodiad. Thank you guys again. Peace.